Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Worship and Wellness, where we believe in biblical principles with practical steps. My name is Nicole Robinson, and I am here with my co-host, Marcus. What's up, Marcus?
Hello, how you feeling tonight? I'm feeling good.
I'm
How you
feeling
doing?
good. You see, I got my Wellness Warrior shirt
I
on.
see you. I
talk
see you
about
rocking the
that,
merch.
wellness this
Yes,
month,
sir. Yes,
social
indeed.
wellness. Uh, And I
Indeed.
just want to get you guys started with just defining what social wellness is. And social wellness, the month of July is Social Wellness Awareness Month, and it talks about the ability to form and maintain healthy, supportive, and meaningful relationship with others. It involves being able to connect, develop, have a sense of belonging, contribute to your community. And we just want you to know that social wellness is crucial to our overall well-being, which is significant impact to our mental, emotional, and physical health. So being connected to other people and just being social and making yourself available to connect is very crucial to our overall wellness. Anything
Absolutely.
to add to that, Marcus?
Absolutely. No, it's just super important. I'm gonna tag on to that and say, it's part of the overall puzzle. It's a part of the pieces that come together to create our overall wellness. Very important that we're social, that we're in the community. And I know sometimes that some of us are introverts, but even still, it is still important to get out there and make those social connections. Absolutely. So
Right.
without
Just go
further
into a
ado,
group with a whole bunch of introverts.
yeah. There you go. There you go.
Let a
And
whole
y'all,
bunch of
all y'all
introverts
introvert
just
together.
that doesn't mean that you can't connect because
Yes.
you
Yes.
don't connect. Like so, definitely. We got some
Absolutely.
great guests in store to join us this evening to talk about some of their organizations, why social wellness is important, how they have developed social wellness in their community for the different things that they like to do, and that's all what social wellness is: connecting with
Mhm.
people that have like and common interests that you have, something that you're interested in, something that you want to try something new, and you're just finding people that have those same interests and connections, and then you join in. So with no further ado, we're going to invite our guests in to get our conversation started.
Come on up. Hello.
Mm.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Welcome, welcome,
Hello,
welcome.
hello. How's everybody?
Good. Good. How about
I'm
yourself?
doing well. I'm doing well.
Pretty good, thank you.
Good. Good. Now,
All
did you not?
righty, so I
Good.
let everyone know that we're talking about social wellness this evening. If you guys could just introduce yourselves and let us know what social wellness means to you.
Hi, my name is
And
Kelly Ashley, and social wellness to me means being connected, staying connected, and growing that group to be an even bigger group, I guess it is. Because social wellness is an ongoing effort, I think. Because
Hmm.
I'm an introvert sometimes too, but I just go ahead and make that extra step to put myself out there because somebody else is feeling that same way. So it's getting out of the box, getting out of your comfort zone, and the reward is really great.
I love that.
absolutely, absolutely. Mr. Don?
Yes. Good evening. Hi, my name is Don Thomas, and social wellness is actually everything to me because I'm a, I'm single, live alone, and sometimes it could be a little bit challenging. But being connected to others is probably my biggest asset that I have in my life. Being able to connect with my church, my family, friends, and it just gives me a sense of well being when I'm around other people, and it keeps me literally from going stir crazy around myself because I can I can be terrible all by myself, but people keep me grounded, and the friends that I've made.
I love that. I love that. I'll jump in next. So my name's
Awesome,
Marcus.
awesome. So can you guys can you let us know what are some yes. Did Marcus say something? I'm
Oh yeah,
sorry.
I was just gonna introduce myself and say what social wellness was to me.
Yes.
Although the team knows me, my name is Marcus. I'm part of the wonderful worship and wellness team. And pretty much y'all wrapped it up in a nutshell. I mean, it's getting out in the community It's making those social connections, and it's very important to your mental health for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're going to start with just some questions of when you're trying to connect with social wellness. Like, just what are some of the things that you look for? Even though we have discussed like some common interests, what is something that you look for to say that you want to be a part of a group? And Dawn or Kelly? Is Kelly one of you?
Well, for me,
it's I would say it's something. Yeah, I would say for me, it's common goals or common interests brings people together, keeps people coming around, and keeps it going and keeping the socialization. So for me, like my passion is seniors. So I run the senior ministry for my church. And it's just, I find myself drawn to older or senior members of our church. Sometimes they may need a little bit more assistance or may need a little bit of loving, but then you get that back twofold when it comes to you. So you're always helping people and wanting to be, around people.
Yes, I have to agree with Kelly. And in fact, in my church also, I'm an usher at my church. And actually, I looked at it as a big asset because I greet people as they enter the sanctuary. And that way I'm connecting with people each and every day. Had I not been in that position, I would probably be a pew warmer and not get an opportunity to meet people and get to know them for themselves. Everybody's got a story, and everybody will tend to give you just a little bit of their story each and every Sunday. And by the end of the month, end of the year, you just know that person just a little bit more, other than just sitting on a pew and just paying attention to the sermon, which is great. But the community of people that I've grown to know over the years has really made me a good friend, a good member, a good congregant in the church, and it gives me something to look forward to each and every Sunday. So that's been a big part of my life.
Absolutely. Joining these social groups, it breeds wellness, and it also breeds companionship and that kind of thing, and growth as well. The more you're around like-minded people, the more you can bounce things off. You can laugh about things. You have something in common, that commonality. And I love, Kelly, that you spoke on that you do the older community and make sure that they have things to do, because that's important. Because as we grow older, things change, things evolve, and sometimes the senior community can get forgotten. So definitely happy that we have people like you in place for sure.
Mm-hmm. Can I add on one more little thing? Since I've had these relationships with different members within my circle of friends at the church I belong to, because I've been able to connect with people, and I am retired, but when it came to doing something different, I was able to get a little part-time job through some of the associations that I've had at the church, and actually that's grown to other members that that are part of the church that I belong to as well. We used to be one, now we're a group of three, and that all came from the association building relationships in the church that I belong to. So it's a big advantage just in connecting with people and knowing what they're about and seeing where you might fit in. That's important to me.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love that. So I have a question. Life stages bring about significant changes. How have different phases of your life, such as parenting or career, impacted your social connections and wellness? That's
well, I can address that too. Recently being retired, well, within the last 5 years, a lot of people retire without a plan. There's always what next. Now, you young people there, you probably haven't experienced this yet, but me being a senior member online, I have. And my what next was getting involved with my back with my family. We have a family meeting once a month where we stay connected. Mm-hmm. We have family cookouts on a regular basis. actually where our family is incorporated, where we tend to do things individually and collectively. And that's been a big part of my life too, socializing with the family, reconnecting where, you know, when you're working that 9 to 5 day job every day or every week, sometimes you can lose sight of some family members but now that I'm retired, I can reconnect with those people that I won't say lost along the way, but just got disconnected sort of way, but and picking up the pace on that. So I'm corralling the family. We're all on, well, most of us are on one accord. Everybody does something, but nobody does everything all the time, but there's always something going on within the immediate family.
I love that. Great answer. Kelly, you need a question again? The question is, how have different phases of your life, such as parenting, a career, or other things that can cause us to change, impacted your social connections and wellness?
I think COVID taught us a lot because, you know, we were all confined into the home. We weren't going out, and that really made us think outside the box on how to connect with people. And for like example, a lot of the social media, they do Teams or Zoom, but my older group, they don't know how to do Teams. So, you know, I can send the email out and they're like, don't email me, you need to call me. So then I had to get in the habit of, you know, meeting people where they are. So I call people or I text people. I can't necessarily send an email or do a Zoom. I have to actually, you know, call them or track them down on Sundays because they want what they want. But again, it's socializing. It makes the camaraderie. So, you know, you just have to meet people where they are. So I love that about, you know, my group as well. They check me all the time.
Great answers. One of the other benefits of having those social circles, you got people to check you. You know, hey, you know, keep you in line, keep you honest. And Nicole, do you have anything to add to that?
Some of my things that changed was like when the people I grew up with, like I have still some childhood friends, but I do know as I grew and I went to college, and then when I started a career, like my social groups just changed, and the people that I connected with, the conversations changed, the interests changed. Having a child, getting involved with other moms, with kids and teams and things like that. So my groups, I guess the social activities actually evolved even more of me getting connected with different groups, and not just as when you're children, you do everything together. It's just us. We just do everything together. And as I got older and evolved, and as my life changed, my interests changed, and I got connected with multiple different groups. And that's been fun to have a different circle of friends for different needs that I needed. And I know during COVID, I got really big into fitness, and a lot of people were doing fitness online because you couldn't go into the gym. So I created a whole new community of people that enjoyed working out and posting videos and just showing things like that, which was really, really fun. So it evolved as I grew and my interests changed, that there was social groups for even as I was growing, and I enjoyed that.
Absolutely. Evolution is definitely important. You know, things change, but you got to roll with it. And it's kind of an intentional thing. You know, you have to make sure you're intentional about getting in the community, intentional about spending time with your family, right? Intentional about spending time with friends and that kind of thing. So definitely intentionality behind it. A great answer. I love it. Okay. So I'm gonna ask another question. So as we age, our connection often takes a new meaning. Can you speak to the role of social connection in overall well-being, especially as we get older?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Getting older does change your whole way of doing things, and sometimes I just have to force myself to get out, and because getting older is a challenge just by itself. So you get stagnated. You get used to watching Judge Joe Mathis every morning, but you have to force yourself to get out and form those social circles, which I do. One of the things that I really enjoy doing in the summertime is I love outdoor concerts. Nice. There's outdoor concerts just about throughout the entire county of Anne Arundel County, and even in Baltimore County, you got, Reisterstown, you got Annapolis, you got Bowie, you got the Columbia. And when you do those type of things, you always run into somebody that's on the same page with you.
Yep.
And you'll see the same people where you can form a somewhat of a conversation for whatever's going on at the moment. And then you kind of look forward to seeing them the next time around when you go to some of those social events. And of course, on event, there's always something going on in the county. You can always run into somebody you know, and or something to do. Blue Dolphin has jazz concerts every Thursday night. You got a multitude of things that are going on. If you just take the opportunity, just look. You can always find a friend or somebody who's willing to do it with you.
Absolutely. And I love that concerts are an incredible way, because I mean, think about it, you're literally placed around hundreds to thousands of people who like the same music you like, right? So you already starting on an even ground right there. You already have something in common to build off of.
Yeah, I'm with my crew. And they're all retired people for the most part. We're there for a common goal, to be out and about and enjoy the free time that we have left on this earth.
Absolutely. So you're with your people. I love
like that crowd participation, during those concerts when the band stops playing and everybody in the crowd knows the music.
Yes,
nobody wants to go home.
that's a moment.
Right.
Just creating those moments right there, it creates that connection and memories and those kind of things.
There you go.
Incredible. Does anybody else have anything to add to that one?
I think with me, mine has evolved because now I'm an empty nester. I have adult children, but then the adult children who've moved out have been replaced by little people that are grandkids. And then I'm still, like taking care of parents. So it's kind of sandwiched. So like I said, this Sunday, I made it intentional by taking my granddaughter to breakfast before she ushered at church. So you just got to be intentional. And then you get to sit down and talk to a 12-year-old, which is always interesting to get to their level. You know what I mean? But you have to be intentional about your social group, whether it's younger, older, middle age, it could be a coworker, go out to lunch. You just have to, you're always evolving, always changing. But increasing in your group is always important as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I got a question to follow up with.
Go ahead, Don. You have something to add?
No, I just wanted to piggyback on what Kelly just said. A lot of times you have to seize the moments when opportunities like that, like Kelly just mentioned about being with her granddaughter and the little people that come into the second phase of her life, just like they've been a second phase of my life too. You just can't let those special moments pass you by, because those moments are once in a lifetime.
Yes.
To be able to bond with your grandkids, see them grow, because it's a different perspective if you're raising your own kids. When you raise through the eyes of a grandparent, to at least advise, communicate, and get their viewpoint, because sometimes being a parent, you just don't always listen to your kids, but you will listen to your grandkids and what's on their mind and what's going on in their lives. So as a grandparent and an older person, you want to seize those moments, and those moments are very dear and special to each and one of us, especially Kelly, because I know she's a great grandparent.
Love it.
Nice. Yeah, I was piggybacking on where you said that you want, Kelly, when you said you want your social groups to grow. What are some practices that you put into place to grow the community that you're in, bringing in new people? Like, how do you invite people? How do you get more people to join your social groups?
For my social group, like my women's group that I'm a member of at work, I mentioned it to coworkers. They had never heard about the women's group, even though it's been around 50 years. So just, going to lunch and explaining them, inviting them to a meeting is how we do it. And that's also how I've done it for our senior group. If I see a senior in church, start a conversation with them and say, hey, you know, come meet us this Friday at 11. We'll have lunch. We'll do activities. And you just have to be open. Sometimes doing stuff out of your comfort zone, approaching someone first instead of waiting for them to come to you.
Right. Understand that.
I like that.
Yeah, that was a great answer. And in my group, I'm a member of my men's Bible study, and our men's group has grown exponentially because of the relationship that not just me, but the other members in the group. It's been really eye-opening, and I find that more men want to be a part of something, because men are usually pretty private in what they do. But when you find men that are on one accord, we tend to get together more frequently without prodding or pushing. And the men's group that I'm a part of is just that way. And our circle has grown and expanded. We did a couple of weeks ago, we cooked for the entire church, where we had a tremendous turnout. And it wasn't just cooking for the church, it was the fellowship we had in preparation cooking for the church. It was a lot of laughing and joking and carrying on and just having a good old time. Stressful, hard, but the fellowship was fantastic. And I really, really love that. And we bonded even closer, and more men want to be a part of that. And that's what I like, the fact that it's growing and more men want to be a part of that circle.
Yes. I find the same thing, speaking on the men piece. Like you said, men kind of, we keep to ourselves and we do our own thing. But when we do find that group of men, it's like a locomotive, man. It's like everything that you've been holding down just comes out, and it's just great fellowship. I love it.
Oh, we have a question.
Yes, it says, how can you help someone try doing something new for fear of joining a new group? How can you help someone try doing something new for fear of joining a new group?
For me, I think you just got to step out on faith. When
That's
somebody
like
came to me and asked me to run. Like I think it's a little bit of stepping out on faith, because when somebody approached me, it was my passion to do seniors, but I've never run a group. So I just said, okay, Lord, you got me, and just jumped in there with both feet, and you got to try it. It's a little uncomfortable, but you have to think about getting to the other side and the reward of it. So like I said, a lot of introverts don't want to do it, but then just think of the impact once you do it. You're like, it really wasn't that bad. And then you have a new social group. So you got to get a little bit uncomfortable to get comfortable.
Absolutely.
Amen, Kelly.
Absolutely.
I found that to be very true, what Kelly said, because like I said, I'm a very good pew warmer. Very good. I'm all in the back of the church, but sometimes you gotta get self out of the way, step out on faith, like Kelly said. I became an usher in my church, and from doing so, other men looked at me. They looked at me, and I was able to pull just by conversation, talking to other men, because I was only the only man in my usher group. But once I talked to other men, and they, I talked to them and told them what it was all about, and they said, well, I can do that too. Because it has to be a man leading a man in order for a man to join a group. And I think that's very important. When you step up, then there's other men that I wish I could do that, but when you talk to them, then you can pull them out of their comfort zone as well by being a good example. Not that I'm a great example, but I'm the only one. So, and other men have fell right behind me and joined the group that I've been a part of, that I enjoy.
I love that. Yeah, I think the getting uncomfortable piece is most important, man. You'd be surprised what comes on the other side of that uncomfortability. You could be walking right into your calling, or it could open up all brand new doors and for you to build those new relationships, and it could take you to heights you never even thought you can go to. So definitely that uncomfortable piece, because To be honest, before I joined the worship and wellness team, I was not a frontline kind of guy, you know. Definitely not a podcast kind of guy. So this has given me, you know, like new life almost, like, wow, I can do it. Now, the first one I was super duper nervous, but as you go on, it kind of gets a little easier.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. Loud and clear. Same here.
Okay. So I'm gonna go on to the next question I got here. Strong relationships are essential to a fulfilling life. What strategies have you found successful in building and maintaining meaningful connections? Question is, what strategies have you found successful in building and maintaining meaningful connections?
I think my strategy is I want to be the type of friend that I would want to be, or that social connection. So if I like someone to call me, then I want to be that one to call. The qualities I'm looking for in my social group, I want to be that person. And I think if you mirror what you want, you get it in return.
I love that. Be the change you want to see. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, for me, I guess you have to be the change, and you have to, for me, and I can only speak for me, you got to move self out of the way, because I think that everybody wants to do something sometime. Everybody does, you know, but it's always the fear of yourself to stop you from doing the many things that you even think about that you want to do. But, you know, you take a back seat to everything. But once you move self out of the way, and sometimes you do need a little pushing and prodding to do something, but once you move self out of the way, you can pretty much do anything you comes to your mind. Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree. I love that. Great answer, Don. Nicole, do you have anything to add to that?
What was the question again?
The question was, let me find it again. The question was, what strategies have you found successful in building and maintaining meaningful connections?
Okay, so just being genuine and authentic, showing up as myself, showing people how I want to be treated, and then they reciprocate that. Definitely being a friend at all times, and just showing up for people, staying connected, and communicating, because sometimes you may think that something is an issue that's not an issue. If all you had to do was ask a question to just see how somebody was doing, how they were feeling, maybe it just wasn't a good day for them that day, and just not take everything so personal all the time. That's been great for me.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Great answer. Great answer.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Maintaining strong social connections can be challenging. What obstacles have you encountered in preserving or building new social connections at this stage in life? You got time. Got something for us.
I would say mine would be time, of making sure that I don't get burnt out in trying to be connected to everything that interests me. So sometimes you want to be involved in things, and sometimes you can overcommit yourself, and then it's like it's not even fun anymore. It's not even something that you want to do, and then it becomes more of a burden than something that's fun. So just really picking things, really strategizing to be like, okay, I'm gonna commit to this for this period of time, then move on to something new for this period of time, and not trying to do everything at once.
I love that. Great answer. Yeah, it kind of becomes counterproductive, right?
Yeah.
Take on too much, then we kind of taken away from our wellness overall, right?
Exactly. Because then we feel like it's something I have to do and not something I want to do, and it's, sometimes that's not. That don't feel fun.
Then we going back in the house.
I ain't doing nothing, right?
or back on the porch.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's crazy. We don't think of time management as even being a piece of the conversation, but it absolutely is.
Yeah.
You have the time management, boundaries, all those good things.
But I think too, sometimes you have to figure out what your gift is or what you're passionate about and try to zone in on that and don't try to grab too many things at one time. Because like Nicole said, that's how you get burnt out.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
If
What
I
is
could
that? A
add a
master
little,
of anything? What is it? A something of everything, a master of none. What's that little slogan? that people say? A jack of all trades, a master of none.
Yes,
Right.
master of none. Yep.
and you might know a little bit of everything and a whole lot of nothing.
A whole lot of nothing. Right.
Yeah.
John Sally?
And I find that no matter what group you're part of, whether it's a strong group or whatever the case to be, it's even if you're handling it, it's okay to take a break, in my opinion, to take a break. If you're full steam ahead and you know people basically they get tired. They get tired out. Not that you want to give up anything, but it's okay to push back a little bit and say, hey, I need to take a little breather. And then, you know, like just like when you're in an airplane, you can't take care of nobody else on the plane when the plane is going down until you take that breath of fresh air. When the mask drop down, get yourself together first.
Yes.
And then you can help anybody else around you in order to form whatever connection you might have with those individuals. Take care of yourself. Wellness is important. Take a break when necessary, and then you can jump back and do the job necessary to be done and form those strong connections, wellness or otherwise, with family, friends, church, whatever. Take a breather. You know, even our pastor takes a breather every now and then, and he actually announced that he would be taking a break in August. So get yourself together, and then you can handle those challenges in the future, whatever might come your way.
So prioritize your own well-being first. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Amen.
That's true. That's true.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Okay. So moving forward, technology has transformed how we connect. How have platforms like social media influenced our social interactions and overall wellness? Is everybody on social media here? Not that you know.
I'm on
I
social media.
I do a
but you
little
can
bit. Go ahead, Kelly.
Oh, sorry. I said social media, I think, has to have its boundaries and limits. And then you got to be careful what you hear, what you take in, because all of it is not good. That's my only fear for like younger generation. They're just grabbing at everything. And you have to be more mindful of what you're listening to, what you're taking in. So while it's a good tool, it also is very easily, it could go left. So social media with a couple of boundaries or, you know, because like our grandkids, like the grandkids I have, they have a limit of how long they can be on electronics, because you could sit there all day and your day gone and nothing's been absorbed in worth anything to me. So I think in a way it's been good, but I think it still has to be, you know, boundaries.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely more important for sure.
Yeah, I use social media quite a bit, but I'm not into all the genres that are out there. I'm just basically a Facebook person. I guess that's old school now compared to Twitter and what's the other one that the young people are using now?
IG, Instagram.
Yeah, all of those. But I find that Facebook is a good tool if you use it that way. And that's the way I found out about some of the concerts that are going on around in the area, some shows. And things that I like to do. So I kind of cherry pick what I want to do and how I want to do it. It just opens up an avenue to be able to choose those different type of things. Up at the Gordon Center in Owings Mills, there's jazz shows going on all the time, and I like to do that. There's one in Bowie at the Cultural Arts Center down on 450, right next to the Bowie High School. There's always some type of entertainment going on there. Those things I've been able to pick up through Facebook. In addition to that, you know, connecting with high school friends, you know, they post from time to time what they're doing. Even our high school reunion was posted on Facebook. So I was able to stay in contact with those old friends from, I have to say this, 50 years ago when I graduated from high school, but there's a way to contact with those people and stay connected, because you don't want to lose anybody along the way. We hear about our friends passing away each and every day, but to stay connected to the people that are not socially active in a whole lot of other areas, you can kind of pick up and at least connect with those type of people. So cherry picking some of the social medias could be a great tool to use. And I do agree with Kelly too, that, you know, you have to be very careful and use it wisely, because you don't want it to be a detriment where you open a can of worms. It's something you can't put back in.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes. I mean, I'm in agreement with both of you on that. Definitely need boundaries surrounding it. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on these days. And you know, it's easy to get exposed to it. So definitely with the boundaries. What I do like about Facebook is they literally have the Facebook groups where you can go in the search bar, right, and find your people, basically, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Before it got chaotic and Facebook blew up into what it was, it just started with just universities. Only universities had it. You know, it's college kids staying connected like that. Of course, once the whole world gets a hold of it, it gets a little crazy. So that's where the boundary piece comes in. I'm sure you need the boundaries then too, but yeah, that definitely can be a gift and a curse. For sure.
Yes.
So
Right. I think we're gonna we want to talk about the social groups that our guests have created, and how they have got them started, what they get from it, and just embracing what social wellness has done for them. So Kelly, can you talk about the social group Young at Heart that you started, and what you get from it, and just how people can get in touch with being a part of it?
Oh, okay. Yes, I was asked to run our senior ministry, which is, like I said, a passion of mine. I used to, growing up, always hanging around my grandparents. And then, like, in 18 months, I lost both my grandparents and my great grandparents. So I always used to tell my kids, oh, it would be so lucky. You are so lucky to have your grandparents. I mean, I remember driving up when I got my license, coming from Virginia to Maryland, like every weekend, just to see my grandparents, because that was the connection I had. So it's like always been a passion. So when I was asked to do the ministry at church, I was like, oh, yeah. Whew. I did not know what I signed up for. They wear me out, but it's a good, you know, like I said, wearing me out, because they want to do anything, any idea I come up with. We just got back recently from a Sight and Sound bus trip.
Nice.
Where we went to go see a play. We have had a dance instructor come. We have done exercises. We have done vision boards, anything and everything. It's only once a month right now. So I hope once I retire, I can do it full time. But I mean,
nice.
They have so much life and energy. They pour into me more than they know, because I recently lost my mother and my stepfather. So it's like a connection. It's just like, you know, it's just another group of people to love on you, love on them. And like I said, we do it once a month from 11 to 2. We usually have lunch, but it's some kind of activity. And usually it's an activity that the church may have done wider, maybe on Facebook or Zoom or Teams. But again, they want to be in person. They want hands-on. So I kind of just mirror whatever we do at church for the seniors the way they want it, because you gotta meet people where they are. So yes, we once a month at Fresh Start Church, usually on my Friday off, and we have about maybe 20 to 25 faithful members that come, and I'm excited every month. You know, anything I come up with, they're ready to do it. So that's my little social group that, you know, I love. And like I said, recently losing my mom and my stepdad, they have stepped in and been that social group that some days when I didn't think I was going to be able to make it, they were there and don't even know the impact that they put on me.
I love that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What's the activity for August? Is it a surprise, or can you share?
I have not thought of that yet. But yeah, we just got back from Sight and Sound, trying to catch my breath. Whew, whew. But we do like, and then like, just like I said, do it for that. We usually do a holiday party at night in December. And again, I had to think outside the box. Some of them don't drive, some of them don't like to come at night. So we end up doing the same holiday party that's at night during the day. They dress up, we dance,
Nice.
we do everything. So it's just like you got to just meet people where they are. And this is our social group. And I think we almost have more fun in the daytime than we do at nighttime parties. So you just gotta, you just gotta change it up.
Nice.
I don't know, Kelly. That Christmas party you had was off the chain now. That was a great party we had.
Yes,
Really
it was.
nice.
And then I think it's good too because the word has gotten out. And like I always say, all our activities are not necessarily always for seniors. So like I said, even the bus trip, even though it was Young at Heart, we pulled everybody from the young adults. We had, I think, a child on there. So it was just like a big social group, all different ages, men, women, and some members, some not members. And we all were collective and doing socializing and having a good time.
Oh, I love
Shaking
it.
and moving. I like it. I like
Don't
it.
miss the
Definitely
next
like
one.
to have a good time. Definitely like to have a good time. I sat with a couple of the Young at Hearts at a wedding that was at the church, and I said, I swear they have a good time. They cut up sometimes more than us younger folks do.
That's who's gonna tell them not to. Who's gonna tell them not to cut up? They earned it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Exactly.
The one.
Who's gonna tell mother to shh? Nobody's gonna say that.
Not me. Not me.
That's good. Mr. Dawn, share your ministry and your social group and what you get from it. Oh, Mr. Dawn didn't want to share.
We lost him.
We lost him. Well, he'll probably come back.
He'll come back.
So as far as the Young at Heart, do you have to be a member of the church to be a part of the ministry? I know the activities you said that it's open.
No, you do.
But
yeah, it's open to anybody
Awesome.
65 or older. You do not have to be a member. And normally, if you contact the church, they'll tell you when the next meeting is. And sometime I even have handouts at the front of the church, and it'll probably give the dates throughout the rest of the year because it's usually on my day off, and it may change if it's more Fridays in the month. But yeah, we're always doing something, always doing activities. We also do financial wellness, estate planning. I mean, we have a gambit of stuff that we do. And it's usually I ask them, come up with an idea. Oh, no, Kelly, you come up and we'll be there. So I'm like,
Right.
Okay. Like I said, anything I've tried. We had salsa lessons one time, line dancing.
nice.
They showed up. They showed me up. I was like, I got 2 left feet. So, it's just, but again, it was good. It was good social group, It's just, just meeting people where they are and just getting out there. And like I said, joining a group or a church, you have to get active. You just got to get uncomfortable for just a little bit and you'll find your niche.
Great.
Absolutely.
We have another question for Kelly. How did you find your women's group?
Because I work for the federal government and I wanted to do something. And then I've heard of, Blacks in Government. I've heard of other organizations. And I was like, okay, I know that, but I want to do something else. And I'm a semi-feminist. So I said, let me see if I can find a women's group. And that's when I found Federally Employed Women. And I found them 2012, and I've been a member ever since. And it's like-minded women. I mean, we have training, we have monthly meetings, and we also, do things, voting, legislative activities. We have Advocacy Day this month at the end of the month where we actually go to Congress and walk the halls and meet the representatives. Like, how have you ever met anybody that you voted for, spoke to, talked about issues that are important to you?
That's
and
awesome.
This year, out of any year, get out the vote. People have to vote. It's very important. So yeah, sometimes it's not always about social connection. It's about social issues where we, how we're going to leave this place for the next generation is passionate to me too.
Oh, awesome. I'm a federal employee. I never heard about that group before.
Yeah, and I run it to people all the time. They're like, I never heard about it. And it's been around for 50 years.
Wow.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Nice. All right, Mr. Don, you're back. You joined us. Um,
Yeah, I'm back. I had a little technical difficulty, but to go back to your question, the ministry that probably has been the most impactful in my life has been our men's ministry. And it's just a bunch of great guys. It's about 30, we have about 30 plus guys that are in our ministry. And it's pretty enlightening because, you know, some of the things that actually go on in the church, some men don't feel comfortable because sometimes after the service, you know, our pastor has had question and answer sessions. But in the men's ministry, we feel very comfortable to ask those questions that may or may not affect the opposite sex. So we have a policy: what we say in the men's ministry stays in the men's ministry, and that way we can feel more comfortable knowing that it won't get out, and we can discuss those intricate and really in-depth questions that men wouldn't ask in an open forum, so to speak. And it really kind of bonds men, because a lot of men have the same questions, but they don't want to answer it, you know, when there's a mixed company. Mm-hmm. Because I've experienced that in that setting, men will say, "I was thinking about that, but I was just kind of, I didn't want to answer. I didn't want to answer that where we were." But when you're comfortable in an environment like we have in the men's ministry, then you can be yourself and ask those detailed questions, and our pastor can explain to it on a more personal level as it affects each and every one of us. And from those conversations, we bonded, and we've been on four men's retreats at different locations, 2 in Pennsylvania, 2 in Southern Maryland. And it's just good old fashioned camaraderie. And we just don't go out there and have playing cards and horseshoes. We're having Bible study as well, and having those same conversations there that we have in church. But we have the fun time too, to culminate and do, you know, we could be discussing everything and those type of things in the hot tub while we're just out chilling and just men being men. And that's pulling us together as men, where we can move forward in the things outside the church as well as in the church. And that's been special to me. And, you know, like I said, we cooked for the whole church for a couple of weeks ago, and that was fun, challenging, but fun.
Yes.
That's awesome. Awesome. So that basically what we were saying, that social wellness matters. It's imperative. It's imperative to our overall well-being that we be social and stay connected to like-minded people and friends and family. So that's any takeaways this evening about social wellness, something that you want our listeners to just take away about why social wellness is important. And Dawn or Kelly, one of you can start.
I just think it's important because we are social beings. So that is a life that God intended for us. And if we're living for God, then we sometimes have to, you know, you'll get that little voice in your head telling you to do something. It's not a little voice. He's nudging you because he wants you to get to where you need to be. So you just got to be mindful and act on it, because, you know, getting to the other side is where you want to be. And it's going to be much better than where you are right now.
Absolutely. In the book of Genesis, when Adam was in the Garden of Eden, God never intended for man to be alone. He gave him a companion, somebody to be with. You know, yes. And it's true, when somebody wrote the song, "No man is an island, no man was meant to be alone." So we all have to be connected. So once we get self out of the way, connect with people, you know, step out on faith and be the person that you want to be. But, you know, getting yourself out of the way is probably the hardest challenge that I have, and that a lot of people have. Getting self out of the way is a big challenge. But once you do that, then you can do a multitude of things that you never thought you were capable of doing. Born in those, forming those, forming those friendships, bonding with people. You know, I've gone out with lunch with a couple people after church, and even on my day off, I've bonded with other people that I never thought I was doing. Because when the benedictions, you know, when the benedictions given in church, everybody runs to the door. Nobody hangs around, and I can see why Bishop has the marketplace in place so you can fellowship before church and after church, which is a big part. He wants us to be a community of people, not just within the sanctuary. And that's what we were meant to be. And it was designed that way from the beginning, and it's meant to be that way at the end of our lives.
I like that.
Nobody wants to die alone.
I love that. I love that. So I'm gonna leave everybody with what I tell my youth. I work with a lot of youth on my day job. Figure out what you enjoy doing is the first step. And the second step is intentionally taking the time to do that. Because when you do those kind of things, the people come around you. If you play basketball, you go to a basketball court in a pickup game, everybody likes basketball, or everybody's playing basketball at least, right? So the rest is kind of will fall into place. So I would just say find what you enjoy doing, and then take the time to get out in the community and do that.
Absolutely.
Well said. Well said.
My good takeaway is, yeah, that's really good. That's really good. Yeah, just I would definitely piggyback on that, Marcus. Like something that if you like doing something, somebody rest assured somebody else likes doing it too, and just get connected and find out like what you like to do and get connected with it. And I did like what Mr. Don said, that it's okay to take a break for some things that you like to do, to try something else new, or to do absolutely nothing at all. And take those mental breaks and keep your well-being and keep your own well-being together first, and then come back and rejoin that social group again. So I did like that.
Love it.
Well, we thank you for joining us for Worship and Wellness, Mr. Don and Miss Kelly. I definitely enjoyed your time with us. We definitely enjoyed that, your insight and what's the and how important wellness is. We do have an announcement coming in August. We're going to do a Be Well challenge, and it's just a Be Well bingo where we're going to be having a coverall that you just do all of these exciting things. It can be trying a fruit you never tried before, calling an old friend, taking a walk, reading a book, just everything. Open a bank account, maybe start a savings account, just all things being well. Maybe, and we can add something on there about join a new social group. So anything within the month of August that is about being well is on one of these bingo boards, and they will be given out on Sundays at Fresh Start Church. And we will be starting this challenge starting August 1st through August 31st. And I believe we're going to have some prizes for a coverall. Whoever completes the whole bingo board, which is going to be exciting. So people we're challenging everybody to just be well for the month of August. And we're excited about that. Which is great that everybody just came and joined us for Worship and Wellness, where we meet every first and third Mondays of the month at 7 p.m., where we believe in biblical principles with practical steps. And we thank you. Everyone be well. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. All right. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye now.